told you it was love. They convinced you it was normal. They made you believe the problem was you. But somewhere beneath the confusion, the self-doubt, the endless explanations that never quite made sense, you knew something was wrong. This is where we stop pretending. This is where we examine what they never wanted you to see. The patterns that controlled you, the systems that protected them.
Hey, this is Paige DeSorbo from Giggly Squad, and today I want to talk to you about Boost Mobile. Quick question, why are we letting our phone bills bully us? Here's a money tip. Stop paying a carrier tax. When you bring your own phone and switch to Boost Mobile's $25 unlimited forever plan, you can unlock up to $600 in savings. That's real-life money, not money trapped in a pricey phone bill. $600 is a trip, a shopping spree, or paying something off. Your money belongs in your life. You get unlimited data, talk, and text for $25 a month with no contracts and no minimum line requirement. Your phone, your rules. Head to boostmobile.com to switch today and unlock the savings you actually deserve. After 30 gigabytes, customers may experience lower speed. Customers pay $25 per month while active on Boost Mobile Unlimited plan. Savings claim based on a January 2026 Boost Mobile survey comparing average annual payments of major carrier customers to 12 months on the Boost Mobile Unlimited plan. Visit boostmobile.com for details.
Over 90 of the top 100 U.S. accounting firms trust Bill to handle bill pay processes. Why? Because our tools are built on over $1 trillion of secure payments. We're not just moving money. We're powering financial workflows for 500,000 customers. That's a level of expertise you just can't fake. Ready to talk with an expert? Visit Bill.com/proven to get started and grab a $250 gift card as a thank you. Terms and conditions apply. See offer page for details.
To tip off this NBA season on FanDuel, you can choose your own rewards, which means you can play your game any way you want.
I get to choose my rewards?
Yep.
Great. Now, excuse me while I lock in.
All customers choose your own reward right now in the FanDuel app. 21 plus and present in select states. 18 plus in Kentucky. Opt-in required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration, leg requirement, and max wager amount. See full terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Have you ever noticed that when you start to shine, when you claim your space, when you refuse to shrink yourself down to make someone else comfortable, suddenly you become the problem that needs to be solved? You're too proud, too ambitious, too much, and the person telling you this seems to take genuine pleasure in watching you doubt yourself. Welcome back to the Narcissistic Abuse Recovery Podcast. I'm Lynn, your host. Today we're talking about something that might make you uncomfortable, but it needs to be said. We're looking at how male ego and wounded pride drive the systematic humbling of women and why your success feels like such a threat to the men around you. Let's be direct about what's happening here. When a man's sense of superiority depends on your inferiority, your growth becomes his crisis. Your confidence becomes his insecurity. Your power becomes his emergency that must be managed immediately. This isn't about healthy competition or natural disagreement. This is about a calculated effort to restore what they believe is the natural order. Them on top, you grateful for whatever scraps of respect they're willing to throw your way. You might have experienced this when you got a promotion and suddenly your partner started finding fault with everything you did. When you spoke up in family meetings and your father's response was to lecture you about humility and knowing your place. When you set boundaries with a male colleague and he made it his mission to prove you were difficult to work with. The pattern is always the same. Your elevation triggers their deflation. Your confidence threatens their superiority. Your refusal to be diminished becomes evidence that you need to be put back in your place. But here's what they don't want you to understand. Their need to humble you has nothing to do with your behavior and everything to do with their fragile sense of self. They've built their identity on being better than, smarter than, more important than the women in their lives. When you stop playing along with that fiction, when you stop making yourself smaller so they can feel bigger, their entire worldview crumbles. This is why the backlash feels so personal, so vicious, so determined. You're not just challenging their opinion or their preferences. You're threatening the foundation of how they see themselves. You're proving that they're not inherently superior, that they don't automatically deserve more respect, more space, more authority than you do. The humbling tactics are designed to restore their equilibrium, make you question yourself, make you wonder if maybe you are being too proud, too demanding, too much, make you shrink back down to a size that feels manageable to their ego. They'll call it concern for your character. They'll frame it as helping you stay grounded. They'll say they're worried you're getting too big for your britches, forgetting where you came from, losing touch with who you really are. But what they're really saying is, how dare you stop making me feel important? The scapegoating intensifies when humbling doesn't work. When you refuse to accept their assessment of you as too proud, too difficult, too ambitious, when you keep taking up space despite their disapproval, that's when they escalate. That's when they start recruiting others to agree with them that you've changed, that success has gone to your head, that you need to be brought back down to earth. You become the family problem that needs intervention, the employee who needs attitude adjustment, the partner who's gotten too comfortable and needs reminding of her place, all because you had the audacity to believe you deserved respect, recognition, agency over your own life. This is where it connects to narcissistic abuse patterns. The same mechanisms that a narcissistic parent uses to keep their children small and manageable are the ones that insecure men use to keep women from threatening their sense of superiority. Gaslighting your perception of your own worth, isolating you from people who might validate your value, recruiting others to join in diminishing you, making your natural confidence seem like evidence of character defects. The goal is always the same: get you to participate in your own diminishment, get you to believe that the problem is your pride, not their insecurity, get you to accept that wanting respect, recognition, equal treatment is somehow asking for too much. But what if it's not? What if your confidence isn't arrogance? What if your ambition isn't selfishness? What if your refusal to be dismissed isn't pride that needs humbling, but dignity that deserves protecting? The men who need to humble you are telling you something important about themselves. They're admitting that your power threatens them. They're revealing that their sense of worth depends on your willing participation in your own subordination. They're confessing that they can't handle your success without feeling diminished themselves. That's not your problem to solve. That's not your responsibility to manage. Their ego is not your emergency. Your job is not to make insecure men feel better about themselves by making yourself smaller. Your purpose is not to prop up someone else's fragile self-image by accepting less than you deserve. You weren't put on this earth to manage wounded male pride by hiding your own light. The humbling is strategic. It's designed to keep you focused on staying acceptable rather than becoming powerful. It's meant to keep you worried about being too much instead of concerned with getting what you deserve. It keeps you managing their comfort instead of pursuing your own goals. But you don't have to accept it. You don't have to participate in your own diminishment. You don't have to let someone else's insecurity become your ceiling. When someone tries to humble you for being confident, successful, ambitious, they're showing you who they are. They're revealing that they can only feel important when someone else feels small. They're admitting that their sense of superiority requires your willingness to be inferior. That's not love. That's not concern. That's not helping you grow or stay grounded. That's control wrapped in the language of caring. When have you been told you need humbling, and what was really being protected when someone tried to diminish your power? This is Lynn, And this has been another episode of the Narcissistic Abuse Recovery Podcast. I'll see you in the next one. Visit our website at movingforwardafterabuse.com for articles, resources, and more support on your recovery journey.
Over 90 of the top 100 U.S. accounting firms trust Bill to handle bill pay processes. Why? Because our tools are built on over $1 trillion of secure payments. We're not just moving money. We're powering financial workflows for 500,000 customers. That's a level of expertise you just can't fake. Ready to talk with an expert? Visit Bill.com/proven to get started and grab a $250 gift card as a thank you. Terms and conditions apply. See offer page for details.
We need to keep kids safe online, but some special interests are sending policymakers in the wrong direction, pushing the so-called App Store Accountability Act, demanding government ID from all users just to download an app, replacing parents' judgment with government mandates. It doesn't even stand up in court. A better bipartisan bill, the Parents Over Platforms Act, would put parents in the driver's seat, empowering parents and businesses to keep kids safe without drowning all of us in red tape. Tell Congress to get it done right and put parents over platforms.
Paid for by ACT, the App Association.
This work is hard, really hard. Questioning everything you were taught, seeing systems that were invisible, sitting with truth that change how you see the world. It's exhausting and overwhelming sometimes. There's no timeline for this, no right way to process it. We've gone daily now because these conversations matter. Subscribe so new episodes land automatically when they drop.